needs assessment and a business marketing plan and all that other stuff. I had no earthly idea. But we are standing here today because of the tireless work of so many people. Those that are near you and those that you can see across the room. All of you, as far as I'm concerned, are very important people, and you are very special to us. And I am very humbled by the efforts that have been made, the encouragement along the way, and the big pushes that we needed from time to time. Right now, I'd like to take a few moments to welcome some people who have joined us today. And I'm going to ask that you hold your applause until the end. And you can do that. First of all, I want you to know who the board is. So I'm going to call the board members out and ask you to stand. Monty Johnson, Albert Jones, DeMarlon Younger, if you're here, would you stand? Derek Williams, Dr. Clarence Boyd, Phil Taylor, Pastor Taylor, Tim Kelly, Irene Cooper, Paul Sullivan, our president, Shannon McMurray. I don't think that I've forgotten anyone on the board. If I have, I'm sure they'll let me know about it the next meeting. So, Pastor Weldon Tisdale, where are you? There he is right there. Pastor Weldon Tisdale. Let's give our board a big hand. We have former counselor Rick Westcott, who was the councilman for this area at the time we began this. The president of the Southwest Tulsa Chamber, Matt Crane, are you in the house? There's Matt Crane. Do we have any representatives from the Tulsa Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce today? And there we are. There we are. Amen. Just going to talk about amen, I can tell you what. And you know, a good friend of mine, I just want you to see something here. Reverend A.D. Phillips. Stand up, Reverend Phillips. Reverend Phillips, he doesn't mind me saying this, okay? But he's 94. Don't you want to look like that when you're 94? Still pretty feisty too, man. Don't get in his way. So let me continue so I know. And also we have on the stage, on the platform, Karen Keith, County Commissioner. And you'll hear from Bobby Henderson in just a moment from Campfire USA. And we'll hear from Don Bray and Marianne Hilly in just a moment. So, I also want you to me, so that I don't have to say this again and I can go ahead and get this out of the way. If I don't call your name, please don't get upset with me, because I can't put everybody in here. But I'll give it a stab for a few. The builders for this project is Flintco. Tom Maxwell was in the house. Tom, are you still here? There you are. Flintco. The architect is Tryon, and Mary Bruman. There's Mary. Now, I also want to recognize some of the foundations that are represented here today. Annie Van Hanken, Bill Major in the house. Any other foundations present today that I did not think of? Also, the U.S. Attorney's Office is represented today. Would you stand, please? It was David O'Million, who was then the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District, who came in and made the big sweep through this community and eradicated a great deal of the drug dealers and so forth that were casting a blight and a shadow on this community called South Haven, which at that time started to become a haven for the wrong kind of characters. And so we're just very pleased that that did happen. And then Habitat for Humanity, under the direction of Gary Castile, I don't know if he's here today, but Paul Kent is now the Director of Habitat for Humanity. Is Paul in the house? But they were present and they have begun, they built almost 100 new Habitat homes just in this area. That is significant. That is hugely significant. And so that was the impetus there, and we began to build off of that after the U.S. Attorney's Office had done their thing, Habitat for Humanity had begun to do their thing, and so we decided we needed to do something. And so we formed what is called Greater Cornerstone Community Development Project. So let's give one more time a big hand for all of the folks that I just service area, this entire side of town called West Tulsa. There is a hope for a brighter tomorrow. And I hope that all of West Tulsa will take advantage of this facility at all times. And it's because of the generosity of people like you that we are able to make this possible. At this time, I'd like to bring to the platform and bring to the podium Jeannie Q, our counselor for this area.
Thank you, Pastor Jones. It's my honor to represent the people of District 2 in being here today. And I'm so glad you chose Southwest Tulsa for your church and the Cornerstone Church. And I know you pray for us at City Council, and we pray for our neighborhood and your church every day. It's the perseverance and the independence of the people of District 2 that have made this area such a great place. People like you, Pastor Jones, and Phil Taylor, who have got together, and the grassroots support of the Greater Cornerstone Church that have made this possible. And it's my pleasure to present the City Council proclamation to Reverend Jones with, I'm trying to get Councilor Henderson up here with me today, but whereas Reverend Willard Jones is the senior pastor of the Greater Cornerstone Church in Tulsa, and Reverend Jones is also the executive director of the Greater Cornerstone Community Development Project, Inc., and the president of the Southwest Tulsa Ministers Alliance. And Reverend Jones has led the effort to build the Greater Cornerstone Community Center, and the Greater Community Center provides office space for several organizations and has revitalized the South Haven neighborhood in West Tulsa. And Reverend Jones demonstrates the support of Tulsa and the Greater Cornerstone Community Center, an asset to Tulsa which will enhance the lives of all of Tulsans. Therefore, it is reserved that the Tulsa City Council hereby recognizes and honors the achievements of Dr. Willard Jones and proclaims today, the 13th of September, to be Willard Jones Day, 2012. West Side, right. So I had to mention her, but I'm having my 40th reunion, and this is going to be one of the biggest speeches I'm going to make. Go out to South Haven, the people that were raised there, raised around there, and have spent a lot of time out at the parks, come out and see the accomplishments that such a small group can make. And I brought the First Lady by twice. We've been monitoring and no one was here, but she says we need to hire him at the city because he can get so many things done. brought out today a street sign, and I'm so excited and honored to be here. I almost forgot that, but I don't know if the rain is here, but we want to unveil a street sign to honor Reverend Jones for all he has done for this community. Because if anyone like our West Side group that's lived here before does not realize the change he has made in our community. And thank you so much, and our prayers are with you, and I know this is going to succeed. And I don't have the street sign. I think they have it up out there, actually. They're up. So please go by and see them. Thank you so much. So thank you. And it was an honor to be here today.
Thank you so much. Honored and very humble. There it is. Wow. I'm lost for words, but I can tell you this. I'm so honored, and one of the reasons I'm really so honored is because I got a chance to see that before I died. Well, at this time, I want to introduce to you a woman who has meant so very much to this project, who has stood by my side, has given profound honor to me. But she and I are the same age, so. But she is very dear to me.
Oh my goodness, he should run for governor. Well, I thought when we first gathered up out there that this was going to be a bunch of Presbyterians because nobody sat in the first few rows. But I can see that y'all are really smart because you were the first ones in the door when it started raining. It's so nice to be here with all of you all. It's been my extreme pleasure to work with my friend Willard over these last many months. And also to work with Shannon and Pastor Phil and the other members of the GCC DP board, the Director of Cornerstone Church, and all the people there that are so wonderful and warm. It's been great to work with the agencies that are going to be bringing their services out here and with the funders that are providing so generously for this center. And also, it's great to meet and to work with the people of West Tulsa. This facility is going to be a catalyst for change. It's going to be a point of delivery for these services that will be here. And it's going to be a place where families can meet, to plan for the future, and to celebrate their lives. It's also going to be a shelter, just like today. But hopefully just in times of real crisis. But this will be a place to come when disaster strikes, and it will be a safe place. And I'd like to say one more thing, and that is that all faiths are welcome here. There are many beliefs that divide us, but we prefer to emphasize the commonalities that draw us together. And these are things such as the need for food, for clothing, for a safe place to live and to play, an opportunity to have a decent job that earns a decent living, a chance for medical treatment, and a place to come where you can have a sense of family and community. This we offer here to everyone equally. The mission of this project is simple. We are here to strengthen lives in this community. Thank you for being here and thank you for supporting Greater Cornerstone Community Development Project.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Now I'd like for you to join me again with a warm hand of applause for our County Commissioner, Karen Key.
Our community is incredible, and there are people like Willard Jones, Pastor Jones, who exist, who have a dream, and they bring it to fruition. And how do they do that? Because we have foundations like the Hilly Foundation, GKFF, Don Pray, we've got the Zero Foundation, because there are people who, they can go out and say, I have a dream and I'm going to bring it to fruition, and they listen. And I remember going to see Willard the first time, and he was showing me around the neighborhood. And I actually knew this neighborhood 35 years ago. I was teaching sewing at South Haven. And so I hadn't been over here in probably about that amount of time. And Willard was talking to me about his vision for this neighborhood. And I thought, oh my, it's so spot on. And he did it. He did it. And of course he took and had all these other folks holding his hand making it happen. But let's just give him another round of applause. I thank you. And then one last thing, and that is this. I've been trying since I've been in office for 4 years to get a new juvenile center built. And so, Willard, now that this is finished, maybe you'll help me. It is part of the vision package, but you know, if I had Willard Jones on board, we'd have it done already, clearly. So, thank you.
Thank you, Karen. You're very, very kind. Now I want to introduce to you one of our partners. You know, we, in building this facility, it was our idea to not build this with any state, city, federal, county, no tax dollars. Because they said they don't have any money anyway, so. But that's what we did. It was done through the philanthropic efforts of foundations, small number of large contributors, individuals, a large number of small contributors. It was done through the churches, the evangelicals, and it was done through individuals like your son. And every little penny counts. We decided that we would not try to reinvent the wheel, but rather provide a space for these various agencies to come in and do what they specialize in. So that's what we have, a one-stop shop where these people on the west side of Tulsa, service areas, they come in. Literally, some of them walk out of the back doors and take advantage of all the services that are inside this wonderful facility. I want to introduce now one of our partner agencies and the head executive director of that agency, Campfire USA. Please welcome Bobby Henderson.
First of all, thank you to everyone who made this center possible. Those who dreamed it, Pastor Jones and the Greater Cornerstone Church family. Those who made it a reality with their financial investments, and those whose knowledge and hard work built it strong, functional, and inviting. It's a privilege to be here today representing Campfire and the other program partners for whom the center represents a unique opportunity to become part of a historic and resilient community. When my grandson, who turns 21 today, was around 4 years old, we were attending a family campout. As grandmothers are inclined to do, I led Blake to the head of the line to make his plate. He made his choice for a hot dog rather than a hamburger, and I asked him what he wanted with his hot dog. Now, Blake is one of those kids who was born with an innate sense of politeness, a little shy, but always mannerly. So in response to my question, he looked up at me and earnestly replied, "A bun would be nice." He didn't ask for mustard, he didn't ask for pickle relish, ketchup, chili, or cheese, just a bun. What most of us take for granted when we order a hot dog. Having a bun with our hot dog is what we all expect and deserve. To me, the Cornerstone Community Center represents a constellation of services that all individuals and families deserve. Convenient access to resources that many in our community take for granted. Ready availability of basic needs such as food and clothing. Quality health and mental health services. Safety in the event of an emergency. A place within walking distance for opportunities and experiences that engage, enrich, and equip individuals of all ages to become all they desire and dream. And relationships that contribute to the social capital that all of us need for healthy, meaningful lives. At Campfire, we talk about the 3 C's: caring, connecting, and contributing. In our programs for children and youth, we focus on building relationships, providing young people with safe, caring, and well-trained adults and peer relationships that bring out the best in the boys and girls who participate. We make certain that Campfire kids have opportunities to connect, not just with adults and peers, but also with the wider community through knowledge, ideas, and experiences that broaden their horizons and help them feel a sense of belonging to the small group, their families, schools, neighborhoods, and the larger community. With the motto of Give Service, Campfire has emphasized the value of contributing, offering participants and their families a means of giving back, not just for those who benefit from the services, but also for those who have the opportunity to learn and grow by giving of themselves to make a difference for others. Caring, connecting, contributing. For Campfire and for all the program partners, the Cornerstone Community Center offers the opportunity to become part of a caring, connected, and contributing community. Pastor Jones and the greater Cornerstone Church family demonstrated caring in a profound and tangible way when they committed to the Community Center project. They offered an opportunity for Tulsans and Oklahomans from all walks of life to connect through their support and generosity in sharing their resources. And finally, everyone here today contributed to make the center a reality. In closing, one more story. One told by a beloved professor from the University of Oklahoma, Dr. George Henderson. No relation. One day, Dr. Henderson traveled to visit friends, and as he pulled into the driveway of their home, he saw their daughter fall from her tricycle onto the pavement. Stopping his car, he ran to her rescue. As he knelt to examine the extent of her injuries and comfort her, he asked, "Are you okay?" Again, from the mouths of babes, she looked up at him and through her tears said, "You have to catch me before I fall." I love this story because of its profound but simple truth. As a community, we have an obligation to do all we can to catch one another before we fall. Today, we're dedicating a center that has the potential to be that force in the community, offering resources, opportunities, experiences, and relationships that build up individuals and families, and ultimately our entire community. So, on behalf of Campfire and the other agencies who have found a service home in the South Haven community. Thank you again. All of you. And to all whose hearts and minds and hands have made the center possible, we pledge to do our best to live up to the vision of a true community center.
You know, God gives you information on a need-to-know basis. Because if I would have known what it was going to take, we probably wouldn't be standing here today. See, I'm not all that. I could not have been introduced to the right people without God. I could not have known what to say or to do without God. And I'm so glad today that not only myself but you, at this time, this hour, are being used in such a special way for such a very special time as this. You will have so much to do with this community center being a success as you already have begun to show. I'm so grateful that I know each and every one of you. I may not know you by name, but I do know you. My spirit knows you. My heart knows you. And I feel you. I feel your spirit. I feel your love. I feel your enthusiasm. There is someone here today whom I have met within the last 5 years or so. And I was sitting down with the then mayor and the fortune. We went over to Dollar Tree downtown. I said, you need to meet this guy. Went over and I met this man named Don Prey. Don he told me that day, after he listened and heard me out, he said, that's doable. He said, but let me tell you now, it is not going to be easy. You've got your work cut out for you. And so the journey began. And I'm so glad and so grateful to admit such an icon in the city of Tulsa. A man who is renowned in his own right. Everybody ought to get a chance to know Don Prey. He's meaningful, he's real, and he's so very special to me. He has become like a father to me in a number of ways. And I'm very dear friends. Thank you for your friendship, Don. Would you welcome, please? Don.
You'll be glad to know that I'm the last speaker up. And in baseball, you know, they always save the last spot in the hitting order for the weakest hitter. So here I am. When I met Willard that day 5, 6, 7 years ago at the downtown DoubleTree, he had no idea what he was about to commence. I was the one that introduced the need for strategic planning, for a needs assessment grant, for financial planning. At that time, Willard had a dream, and it was a wonderful dream. He wanted to build a recreation center, and he thought he could do that for about $3 million. And I agreed with him. I thought based on square footage and what he had in mind that could be done, until he did the needs assessment and the strategic planning and found out that a recreation center was not what was needed here. What was needed was a community center with health care facilities and food supplies and clothing and training for jobs and training on computers and a health facility, but a recreation area would also be there. But that's going to cost $7 million. Can you imagine starting on a journey where you've never raised money for a capital project and trying to raise $7 million? Well, Willard Jones did that. And I was thrilled to have the opportunity to be an observer along that path. And he struggled and went through hardship. And they say hardship builds character. Well, he's got one hell of a strong character. There was a time when $1,700,000 grant was slipping away. Was just days away. And Willard was able to put together a group of people to meet that challenge from the Navy Foundation, and that's why we're here today. But you know, this project, while it is Willard's dream, and he's caused it to happen, he will acknowledge this. This is really about people helping people. This project will enable a lot of people here today to help others who are less privileged and have had a harder time in life. This area of town has long been overlooked and underserved, and we're about to change that. So let's go out and let's take a look at this facility. Let's have some dinner and enjoy yourselves. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Matt. Now, we do have a meal. I mean, it's a meal. So you don't want to get out of here without eating a meal today. Is Rachel still here today? From the Navy Foundation? I guess he had to leave, but he wants to a little earlier. I've seen a couple of others coming in. But we want everybody to eat, and there will be tours that will be given throughout the building. So you want to do that. Some people can be eating, some people can be touring. But one thing you don't want to do, don't leave here without eating today. All this good food. We're going to cut the ribbon now. Drum roll, cameras. The food today is cooked by and served by Heavenly Bread. Heaven's Bread from Friendship. Baptist Church in the house. So I think right now what they want you to do, if you're going to start eating, where will the tours start? Who's giving tours? Okay, the tours will start over there, and then if you want to get in line for eating, they're going to have 2 separate lines.